Hello my beautiful Atlantis, you are finally nice and plump again, because yesterday this was looking a lot very limpy because I haven't watered it for a month because I was away. But now after a little bit of a drink, she's all plump up again. I've also watered this area. Basically, I saturated my whole garden last night or yesterday afternoon, and everything seems to be looking a little bit better than when I found it a couple of days ago when I came back after having not watered for a long time. So you can see that there's still moisture in the bottom. This is Aeonium morning marinier lapus something very long name. Anyway, gorgeous Aeonium, but that was really terrible. Yesterday that was all almost dead. So like this one I watered this whole area, but I think this one needs a little bit of soaking because I think I missed this one. Hang on, I just feel it, and it's very light, and you can see it's still very dry. But the rest of the gang, I'll just check again. See this one here? Yep, that's still wet and heavy and heavy. He ain't heavy, he is my brother. So on I go with this one. In this blue bowl here, I'm gonna need to put some seaweed soil wetter, basically, because it's dry. It's gonna be hydrophobic, so if I water it, the water won't be able to be absorbed. I need to put some water and sea salt soil wetter here so that it can absorb. And for the meantime, I would like to get some seeds. Now this is my Haworthia Emperor Pumila that has flowered. So you can see the stalk here. This is also an emperor here, and you can see the flower stalk. Look, we'll follow it, and I've got a seed pod. Look, seed pod here. And do you have some seeds? Yep, there is some seeds inside. So put it in my container here. Look at that. So we need to harvest this and grow this, because they're gonna take a long time to grow. So Haworthia, when grown from seeds, takes a while. I haven't actually grown them from seeds, but I do know the plant. Okay, I dropped another one. Okay, I'm just gonna put that there. Needs time to grow, so I would like to collect as much seeds as I can because I really love the plant. Okay, there's another seed pod here, which is very good. And do I have more? Yes, I got more, a couple more here. This is lovely. I got a few seed pods inside there, and look at all the seeds there. So this one's now, I can actually remove the stalk now. Oh, another seed pod. Oh no, it's already empty, that one. So I can actually pull them off. Can I? Yes. So, because, oops, I'll just cut this. Where's my scissor? Anyway, I will attend to that later on. I can show you other things for now. Like my dying Aeoniums here, look at them. Oh, dry. They used to look beautiful once when they were watered, but now, look at this. So this is 2 years old, so I acquired it in 2024. And this is actually now almost dead. Look at that. So what I'm gonna do, because they are actually cold growing succulents. When I say cold growing, between 10 degrees to 27 degrees Celsius is their preferred growing temperature. And right now it's still autumn, so I can actually still grow this, and I'll leave you there for now. I'll attend to that later on, like most things. Also up the top here, more Aeoniums that are in need. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I can't remember the name. This is now Pink Beauty. Okay, you can go in here in my bowl, and that one is also ink painting, but kind of sort of looks different, but sort of looks very similar as well. And this one's got a different name, face powder or something like that. Yeah, it is, but on a lighter touch compared to that one. So I think they're stressed out. They sort of color almost the same. And then this one, are you Inferno? No, Fiesta. So this one's having a fiesta. So I can put them all here and then give them a good drink, a good soak. So that way I can fertilize them as well. So that way they'll be happy. I am now in full production here because that little blue bowl is not big enough. So just gonna leave that there and then put all my plants in here so they can be happy again. Preferably, I would like for them to be clean first up before I put them in, but I don't have any time right now, as always, because I'm a very busy girl. I'm always here and there. I don't even know if I'm coming or going, but anywho, so that one there, I need to get the water level up to the top of the, what do you call this thing? My pots, the soil level. And I'll get the rest of my poor Aeonium that is really struggling here. Look at that. So anyway, some of them will recover, others might not. But anyway, those ones, look at that. Oh, I'm terrible, Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie, you're terrible. I can't believe how much you neglect. I love these plants, but they are really hard to grow, or difficult to grow in my area, because they are not frost hardy, and we do get frost. -4, they get knocked about, and then it takes them a full season to recover from the stress of being frozen. And then of course, after repeated years of abuse, eventually they will die. And this is the reason why they are in the state they're in, especially if you don't water them, because during summer they go dormant because it gets too hot, they don't grow, so they lose or they dry up. The leaves at the back there, all of that, they dry up, and then if you water them they will die. So you have to pick the right time, which is now. The temperature is cooler. This is the preferred growing temperature. So I think we got 21 degrees today and low of I think 11 or 12, something like that. So minimum 12, maximum of 21. Look at the bubble. They're definitely dry. And this one is lifting up from the pot. Look, the soil is want to come out because it's not absorbing enough water in the bottom. Let's see, you can see bubble. Eventually it will go down, sink into the bottom of the pot. Hello, Albo, Varigata. You're still giving me hope. You look beautiful. I overlooked this one, but this one I haven't watered as well, and it needs to be watered. Also this one. This is a ballerina. Ballerina girl. Hang on, it is ballerina. And this actually has like a sticky feel to it. So this one, even though, despite not being watered, look, there's moisture on the pot and the bottom. So anywho, we go do that, and I continue in search of the dying ones. Now that's all full, so I'm gonna leave them overnight, so I will see you tomorrow, babies. I am so sorry, Ellen. I have forgotten you. These are cuttings I took a few days ago, and of course I forgot, and then now they are sort of bent and taking roots, so I need to plant these ones. And here's a recycled soil that I prepared earlier. It's just a matter of sticking them in and they will grow. So Graptovaria, or Graptopetalum actually, Ellen, is quite easy to grow, and they are so beautiful and frost hardy, so I can put them out in the open and they will be fine. So I'm gonna just pack this all in, which I can't pack them all in anymore. It's too crowded, it's not good. Okay, that's good enough. The rest I'm gonna put on my other growing area. So these Letitia over here are also cuttings that I've taken, and so this one's is sort of a little bit protected, but it's okay. And that's it. And this one, where am I putting you? Out here in the open, where you can experience the sun, the frost, rain, hail, or shine. This Letitia, I took some cuttings over a month ago, and you can see this one hasn't been planted in the soil, or did not go in the soil. These ones now are in the soil, but that one is just sort of popped out, I think. So I think I'm just gonna push that in there now, and that's a little bit on the lighter side, even though I watered it last night. So I need to go over a lot of these pots again. That one's heavy, but the Kusbi. Look at this. Are you Kusbi or Garcia? I think Garcia, Pakipaitum. Garcia, that one. Kusbi is, I don't know whether it's Kusbi or because I can't remember now. Anyway, some of this has to go inside. So this one, I can't remember whether I got this with no name or I lost the name somewhere. So I'm not too sure now if this can survive out here. So it's still autumn, no frost yet, but until May. But we are already in May. So maybe, hopefully, we don't get frost yet, because we did have -1, I think, this April while I'm away. But a lot of the succulents can still handle that. But this one, I'm afraid, just to make sure, although it's so pretty being grown out here because it all went red, this has to go inside to get them ready for our winter here in Canberra. Australia, even that one, that Kalankowi, that has to go inside. Oh my God, Yin Lisa, wow. Look how nice and red you are. Aren't you gorgeous? But you are a dirty, dirty girl, so I think I better clean you up. Hello, gorgeous babies. Look at you, so beautiful. This is my Supreme Graptosedum or Grapto whatever Supreme. That is just so supremely growing. All those babies there. Look how much it's got. And also the stem here. Look. And these are the heads that I chopped off. It's even growing plants in the bottom there. This is a month ago. Before I left, I chopped it off, stuck it here, and then forgot, of course. So now I have to put that in a pot where they can grow much, much better. I have been in contemplation for a while to redo this area here. Basically, get rid of a lot of the unnecessary shelf, like this one here. It's a little bit low, and of course, as you can see, oh, this one I watered and look what happened. She didn't like it. She's losing her leaves. Anyway, what's your name? I can't remember. Anyway, this one, have no fear. We're gonna chop more leaves off, and I'm gonna bring you inside, the leaves that is, and grow this inside. I don't think this one has a name. I forgot what it's called, lost the label. The birds has been taking a lot of my labels before. So anyway, oh my goodness, Apple Beauty. This one is not as beautiful as this Apple Beauty. Oh my goodness, look at this. Hang on. Beautiful, beautiful. See, this one is a bigger pot. And that one is a smaller pot. Same plant, but this one on the left is more stress. And this one on the left is less stress, sorry. And that one on the right is more stress. But look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, do you have a scent? I don't think. It doesn't smell like apple. But anyway, I don't know why they call it Apple Beauty. I don't understand. Is that green apple or red apple? So I'll get back to what I was talking about before I got distracted again. So this area, this area is facing northwest, and it's against the house, so it gets morning sun and also it gets afternoon sun. So which makes it now, after a few years of growing succulents, this area seems to always let the succulent live. So even if I put a kalankoe in this area, which I did last year, and I put a cover with this mini greenhouse that I've got, which is now useless because it keeps bending. Look, it's bent. So I have to get rid of this and then just put shelves. So behind me, so this shelf here, and then that sort of lower one, and then that one there, these are the ones I want to put over on the northwest side of my house. That way, anything that I put in the shelves will actually grow, because this area here during winter, any plants that I put there still suffer from the frost because it gets too cold. Hang on, I am distracted. I saw something that I'm not supposed to see, or I thought have died. Whimsy, is that you, Whimsy? I don't know. Are you still alive? Hang on, I'll get the label at the back. Maybe it's Supreme. I lost the label. So it fades. I think this one is Supreme. This one at the front. Yep, this is Supreme Variegated. And that one at the back is my Whimsy. Hello, gorgeous. The Whimsy that has never ever flowered. So there's something wrong with this plant. So this is grown from one leaf and then now has been grown and taken cuttings, and of course they have now grown to many and also have died many. But now this one, I think they need to be chop, and I think I need to grow them indoors again, or else if they're left outdoors, they do survive the frost, but they stop growing when it's cold. Oh, gorgeous one, honey pink, which is not pink. Are you honey pink? It is honey pink. Look, the label says so. And are you variegating? Have you variegated honey pink? You are not honey pink. I think I'm gonna compare this with my other honey pinks, which are nice and chubby. So this one, I think I got this from someone else. So that's also honey pink. Look, a few honey pinks. Honey pink, I love you. More honey pink. See how it's rounded? And that one too. But, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And that one too, that's also honey pink. Yes, honey pink. But they're all rounded. And this one is pointed. See, so I think I must have got this from someone else. Different seller. So different seller will have different looking plants. But are you kind of looking the same as this one? No, I don't think so. See, so, but I got it labeled honey pink, so it is going to be honey pink. Let me look at you. Ah, it says price. Heart. So it was given by price. I can't remember now. Anywho, heart price. I can't remember where I got it from. So I have to go through my file and see if I can remember. But anyway, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's just beautiful. And got 3 heads. It looks more like... hang on, I found another plant. I bump it from this one. Looks more like a Sagitta or something, which is not quite. Or Pioneer. So this one, they all look different. See, look at that. But... see, it looks more like a Sagitta or Sagitta. But the Sagitta is all red, the one on the left. And that one looks like it's variegating as well. But this one looks beautiful as well. Sort of a different look, basically. And Pioneer, that's a different look again. See? Very, very, very hard to tell. When I came back from my trip, I went and stopped somewhere and bought some plants. When I go away, basically, as a reward for being away for my garden, I get them new companions. Like this one here. This looks like a crested fasciculata. Fimbriata, I think. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Anyway, that's what it looks like to me. See, crested fasciculata fimbriata, and it's quite big, so I just need to repot it and expose it to the sun slowly. So that's why I put them here. And this one, I bought this one dark Veda crested, so that's a normal growth of a dark Veda, and that one is crested, like 3 heads that are crested, so I need to repot this. So I bought this on separate days. So this one on my last day back, and then that one I bought somewhere a couple of days before, prior to buying this one. And this one, I got this one quite mature plant already. Look, $8.95, dark Veda. And then just put it there so it doesn't flop over. And also got a crested and a normal size. So this requires being planted in a big pot. And look, and I thought, hang on, I'll put honey pink away. If they are planted in a pot together, can you see what I'm seeing? So that on top and then that one sort of in the bottom, and put something else on the side. That would be a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous arrangement. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for this video. Oh, before I forget, I also bought some sedum. What's your name? Liniere, which is just so gorgeous. It kind of reminded me of my Atlantis, but the Atlantis is just so beautiful. But I do love variegated plants, and this one as well. Yesterday they were flopsing down, but now they're all, at least sort of, they're coming alive. But look at those orange one. Aren't they just cute and gorgeous? Anyway guys, my battery's winking at me saying low battery, I'm gonna die soon. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye bye for now. Oh, hello moon, blood moon, I think that one. Such a slow growing plant, and probably needs a repot again. Change the soil and give it a new lease on life.